Okay.
This book I had this done off my phone. Just got a company to print it because that's what I'm building.
Right on.
So I just got something visual.
Yeah.
As we go through. Just keep looking at it, and it goes in and it goes. And just turns you into a bit of a computer. Subliminally, you start to remember
What everything looks like.
Yeah,
Features.
As we're going to build Ron on top of him.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. So it's going to be pretty much in this gate. So I've done the outline of the head. I've got to build the mask. So now we're going to try and build his muzzle.
Right on.
I did it with Maximus, but this is larger and
He stands bigger than Maximus, doesn't he?
yeah, he's bigger than Maximus. So then I went to Jocelyn Russell. This is on in Lexington. It's about 3 times the size. She did our bronze, so we're going to try and do this. So she depicted this one when he won the Kentucky Derby. But no one's done him. Well, he's never been made in steel, and no one's done him at the Belmont. And I wanted to do him. This image here of Ron looking back. When I spoke to Ron on the phone, I said to him, he was looking back twice. Once he was looking back, and then he was looking to the left. And he said, I looked back to see where they were. And I said, were you surprised to see him that far back? And he said, no.
He knew he was going for it.
He knew he was going. And then he said, when you see me lower down, then looking to the left, as we was coming up, he said, I was looking at the telly timer. He said, I known he'd break the world record. So I then said to him, did you think, it seems to me that Secretariat understood what he was doing. He knew what his job was. He ran in the field and he just knew to get in front. And he said, no. I said, why? He said, because in the morning of the Belmont, at 6 o'clock in the morning, when we took him out and trained him in the morning just to run him out, Lucian Loram was stood with the trainer, was stood with the clock. And he said, I took him round, come back to Lucian, and Lucian said, shame no one saw this. He said, he just broke the world record. He did it in the morning. He said, so that horse didn't need crowds, he didn't need horses, he could just run. And when he comes around that first quarter mile turn, just before that, and he comes up with Sham, he said, I heard the trainer say to Pinkai, who rode Sham, to run the red horse down. They thought that Secretariat was just a short burst animal, and thought Sham was going to take him over the long haul, a mile and a half. So then he said, I asked Penny and Lucian, Penny who owned him, what do you want me to do? And they said, just let him run his race. He said, so I come up level with Sham, and he said, when you've got a suit on and you lift your arm out of your shirt and you adjust your cuffs.
Yeah.
So that's what I used to do to Big Red. He said, I'd hold my hands forward. He said, I'd twist my wrist. He said, and he knew to go. He said, and I got level with Sham, adjusted my cuffs, as he called it. He said, and the rest is history. He said, that's why when I look back coming to the finish, I wasn't surprised. I said, do you reckon he would have gone round again? He said, yeah.
That's awesome.
And I also asked him, it was incredible to speak to him on the phone. He won the Kentucky Derby, started at the back, and then at the Preakness, again he was at the back. He said, I knew he could take him on the outside, he could just have his acceleration. And when you see him gallop around the outside, he's got very little, obviously he's galloping, but if you will watch his head, he's got very little movement. And he said, yeah, he's like he's on wheels. He just glides along. I said, a lot of the horses have a lot of movement. I said, he had very little movement. He said, because his conformation was perfect. And I said, do you know he only had a 40-inch neck and he had a short head? He said, no, I didn't know that. I said, I reckon because he had a short neck. He only had usual thoroughbreds around 45 to 49-inch neck. He had the short, he almost had like a quarter horse neck and head. And he said maybe that had something to do with it.
You didn't have much of it yet.
But yeah, very interesting guy.
Would have been a great head horse.
What a waste of a horse making him a head horse.
Yeah. But for an animal, it never broke down, never went lame. Incredible.
It's a hell of a story.
What do you want more?
That was the shot.
Okay. So you want that side? Yeah. Okay. Ever hear the story?
I don't know. Right. We'll go on the top now.
You're going to make Secretarian first, but have you ever thought of doing like the heart of him? Have we got pictures of that?
No, the heart will be. So a couple of people asked me, are you going to? Because he had such a big heart. But what I'm going to do is because it's going to be TIG welded thousands of these tiny Secretariat mosaics. So it'll be a cage formation. Then I'm going to get 2 electrical leads run up his leg. And we're going to get some pulsing bulbs in his heart area, partition off the heart area. So whoever buys in the years to come, they can turn it on at night and it will glow through the mosaics.
Oh wow!
That's cool.
Wow!
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is
That's
cool.
cool. Right, and then when they're focused on working, what do you want? There you go.
I was going to help you, but it's a scribe on my.
Oh yeah, I know. Why did you never pass that? They never asked me to try video. Where's my live on? That's what you got? Well, that might be.
John Schmidt really set the seed,
Okay.
and then just his whole story, just that he's the greatest horse that's ever raced a racetrack. The story behind it, the fact that Penny Chenery, his father, had Alzheimer's and they had financial problems with Meadow Stables, and he died, and they had to settle the taxes. They paid like $6 million in taxes, and it was like sell the farm and sell the horses, and so she stuck with it, and she stuck with her father's dream really, and she moved to. She moved down to where he was, and the rest is history.
Which direction do you want?
Yeah, it's got to go down, so you've got to be down. You ready?
Yeah, I'm fine.
But he'd come over here. Can you do you see it before, whilst it's still a sphere? Can you see it, or does it come to you as you're
Yeah,
building
it just comes to you as you're building it. I think being around horses all your life,
Yeah.
I'm not a professional artist or anything like that. I think just being a farrier and running your hands down their legs thousands of times over 30 years, and their body just goes into you, doesn't it?
A little bit of them comes in here.
Always.
Yeah.
And people have said the last two, they almost look like they're alive, like they're about to become
Oh, yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
Purely down to no planning or makeup to go along. It's just purely, I think, because we work with horses.
Oh yeah.
And unlike, I've made tens of thousands of horseshoes in my life. You only get one go at sculpture. There's no practice. They're in the right place, but now we're going to try and butt it with the heel of the hammer, and then see what we've got. Push it in, and then you think it's good, and then you slide it on him, and then you're like, no.
Shit, don't look, yeah.
Do it again. I want it to, because there's going to be still mosaics all over him. I just wanted his nostril to look skin-like.
Yeah. Because they're always really nice and slick when you look at it.
Yeah.
They're always trimmed up really nice.
If with clay, you feel that talented and you can shape it all like that.
Yeah.
But with steel, it's a different deal.
Right.
Okay, the other side, we'll do, if you get that hot for me.
Yep. So how are you liking Kentucky? I grew up in a small town called Salem, Indiana, which was just about 30 miles north of Louisville. But my mother was from Hyden, which would be maybe an hour and a half southeast of where you're at there in Richmond, the Richmond area. So I still have quite a bit of family in the southeast.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful area right
It's
there.
lovely. Yeah. We're in a nice spot.
Does it remind you much of home?
No,
Yeah.
not one bit.
Whereabouts were you from? From England.
Farnham, sorry.
Oh.
Now I've got to try and work to get this side part.
This side?
Yeah, I've got to try and knock this in. See what happens to that.
This corner?
Just shame that I've gone too far with that.
So you know where Woking is?
Woking, yeah. It's
Yeah.
only-
That's where I'm from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just outside of Woking. Perfect.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. And my family, my mum's side's from Somerset,
Yeah.
and my dad's from Birmingham.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
How long have you been here?
in America,
Yeah.
just over a year.
Oh, wow.
I lived in Canada for 3 years. Yeah, I was farming, shepherd. Yeah. And then I got into shoeing horses up in Canada.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to do it at home, but farming 7 days a week can't really. You gotta. Yeah. No, that's good. I didn't realise you were from Surrey as well.
Yeah, my wife's brother lives in Woking.
Oh, really? Right on.
Had to travel 1,000 miles.
I know, right?
I know that you guys are not too far from each other.
Yeah,
Makes the world really small.
it does, doesn't it?
Got me on that side. You get down there very quick.
Right, I'm changing the plan as I go. I just feel that we're going to have to do another one, I think. Because that's gone in too far. It's almost there, but there.
Yeah, Farnham's nothing like Kentucky. I guess some parts. They got a few trees. They got a lot of trees.
If I wear that anymore, it's going to close that up.
You don't think by isolating the heat you can kind of buckle that?
No,
Or
it's,
no?
it's just going to. This is going to go down.
Okay, that makes sense.
I should have left that. It's worked differently to the other one I did.
big drops. They're a little solid.
Another go, I think.
What do you got going with that piece?
Turn it. I put it too far in, and when I worked the sides, it went in too far.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to flatten it and then try and pop it back out, and then sit it on top and see if it's going to give me enough area for the nostrils. You can't make the whole thing out of one piece.
Right.
With Maximus, I had to add the nostrils on top and cut a hole. You can peel the root of the nostrils out, but you don't have enough to get the whole nostril to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to cut Maximus had to cut a hole in it.
We don't have that much here.
You could,
But it will run out. We're not at a bar.
you could see there's a shape there where you cut.
We're not at a bar where there's not too many bottles in the bar.
I think I'll do another one. And
Takes a little more fuller than that, and what a person thinks doesn't kind of make the shape look like
it has to go in very. Split it at the back. And you peel it open.
Uh-huh.
And then you slide it on. And the mosaics will come and cover it. That's it. You go there like that. Get your sledge there. It can be done. Just needs a bit more work. But thank you for your help. We had a go in it. Even though it didn't come out quite as I wanted.
No, but it ain't about that anyway, right?
Well, like I said, nothing's ever wrong. It's just it's a learning experience.
It's getting semi-believable though with that.
Yeah.
Okay.